Sport, your home for hockey.
Well, after 3 tight matches, it all comes down to one game to determine the winner of the 2021 Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Hockey Series. 3 draws and 3 games. The hockey's been great between the Black Sticks and the Hockeyroos, but can we finally find a winner of a match in the final encounter? Will we again see the quality of goals like Julia King's or that scramble effort there from Ella Gunson for New Zealand? Or will Australia equalise late again to spoil the party? Yes, hello, welcome to Massey University in Palmerston North. It's the 4th game of 4 in the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Hockey Series between Australia and New Zealand for 2021. The sun has set. It's a beautiful evening for hockey. A little chilly once again here in the Manawatu. But look, it's all on, isn't it? It's a winner-take-all game. And the good news, folks, is if it is a draw again, we've been told there will be a penalty shootout to determine the winner of the series. Glenn Lamas by name, and Cherie Phillips, Black Sticks player, former Black Sticks player, is with us again in commentary. And Cherie, this is going to be a terrific clash. All 3 games have been really good. I think we've both enjoyed them, and I can't see any reason why tonight's one's not going to be a cracker either.
No, I think they've been certainly very, very close games, and I think tonight it's going to be really exciting to see who's going to step up to that next level and obviously convert all those attacking opportunities that both teams have had. Tonight I expect to see that hopefully it's going to be a high-scoring game, so we can see lots of action.
Yeah, someone connected with hockey was hoping for a 6-all draw tonight. I don't know, when I ran into them earlier today, I thought a 6-all draw, gee, that'll be something. So let's see if that materialises. Chances of that happening are probably fairly remote. But anyway, we can get to the 2 teams now, and the Australian team first. Now, there's been 7 changes, so a lot of players who, in fact, all 7 that missed out in Game 3 are back in. They are Alicia Powell, the goalkeeper who's going to start in this game, Edwina Bones, Stephanie Kershaw, who's captaining the team today, and the other players back are Courtney Chanel, Jane Claxton, Jocelyn Bartram, the backup keeper, and Kalindi Comerford. Missing today are players like Rosie Malone, who scored that equaliser, the late equaliser, Brooke Peris, Kate Jenner, and Rachel Lynch. Now, there's just one change to the Black Sticks squad of 18 today. Coming back into the team is Fran Davies, number 5. Missing out today is Steph Dickens. So just one rotation on the defensive lineup today. Grace O'Hanlon's going to keep goal once again, and Stacey Mickelson is again the captain of the Black Sticks. Of course, she is the most capped New Zealand player of all time and plays game number 291 coming up tonight. So she's getting close to the 300 mark. So looking forward to seeing another outstanding performance again from Stacey Mickelson. And there is a lot to play for. Of course, this is the last chance for both teams to sew up their Olympic spot. So players like Kelsey Smith, Katie Dorr, you see Julia King just walking across screen there. They will want another good performance to just lock in, perhaps, their Olympic performance. And, well, we really have no idea what's up with this Australian team. They've got 27 players, only 16 can play at the Olympics, 2 backup players. So this is the final chance for their players to make the cut as well. We're delighted that long-term partner of hockey, Sentinel Homes, has joined us as naming rights partner for the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Series. We'd like to acknowledge too Vantage Windows and Doors, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand and the Black Sticks naming rights partner. Hockey New Zealand would also like to acknowledge Computer Concepts Limited, Ford, the driving force behind the Vantage Black Sticks, and Sky Sport, the home for hockey. As we're standing by for the 2 teams to come out onto the pitch. And isn't it exciting that we might get a penalty shootout, Cherie?
So back in my day when I used to play, we had penalty strokes. So it's so much more exciting now to actually see that 8-second one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's intense, it's exciting, and it's awesome to see. So I don't wish to see one tonight. I certainly wish hope that there's a result tonight. But certainly if we do, I'm sure that everyone watching will be excited to see it.
It will, and in a way, it'll be a fitting way to decide the series because these teams have been so evenly matched. We just saw a glimpse there of the 2 umpires once again. It's Kelly Hudson and Amber Church, both highly ranked officials that are off to the Olympic Games themselves in just a few weeks' time. Kelly Hudson on the right and Amber Church there on the left. good little crowd is building up as well, with a lot on this match. Expecting around 1,200 here on the turf here, the Polytan turf here at Massey University, and it's been a good day. It's been really interesting, actually, that we've been here for 6 days now, Cherie, and the 4 days that have been hockey have been splendid, and the 2 days they haven't played have actually been terrible.
I know. We've been actually very, very lucky with the weather. There's been not a lot of wind, and certainly the rain has managed to hold off, and only rain on the 2 days where the girls haven't played, so we've been very lucky. So
Stephanie Kershaw is the captain today, so it's interesting too to see the Australians rotate their captains. So the 4th different captain in the 4 games that they've had this series over the last few days. Stacey Nicholson, no change. She's been the captain all the way through. As the New Zealand team come on to get ready for the national anthems and get ready for this match. Both of these teams are actually in the same pool at Tokyo as well, so they're going to become very familiar with themselves over the next few weeks, even more, with some Pro League games coming up in Perth in about 3 or 4 weeks' time as well. So we are now standing by for the national anthems of Australia and New Zealand. So not too far away from the start of this game here in Palmerston North, and we'll be back for the start of it right after this.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
And holding me back.
History has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
Incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
So here we go, folks. It's a winner-take-all game here in Palmerston North at Massey University in Women's International Hockey. The fourth game of 4 between New Zealand and Australia. Game 1 was 1-1, Game 2 was 2-2, Game 3 2-2 as well. And here we go. It's going to be New Zealand to go first. Glenn Lama with the call, Cherie Phillips as well. Just reminding you, just the one change to the New Zealand team with number 5, Fran Davies, who's on the ball right there, back in the lineup. Steph Dickens is the player rested from this encounter. And there's 7 changes, including a new captain for the Hockeyroos today. It's Stephanie Kershaw, number 14, who is captaining the team. There's Mickelson lifting it into that Australian player. So it's a free hit to the Hockeyroos. Cherie Phillips with me for the call again. It's going to be really interesting to see if we see any strategic kind of tactical shifts from either teams in this game.
Good start there from New Zealand. They certainly were looking at attacking really quickly, taking that quick free hit, which is a bit different to the last 3 games. So good start there.
Nice pass to Nobbs. Kelsey Smith and Ella Gunson concede the free hit. Here's Edwina Bone, who's back into the side today. Missed the game on Sunday. Very experienced player, captained the Australian in one of those matches earlier on in the series. Edwina Bone playing game number 205 for her country today. Here's Kayla Whitelock. 1 game away from her 5th Olympics, perhaps. You understand that New Zealand team is going to be named in about 10 days' time. So we will see if Kayla Whitelock is going to be selected for her 5th Olympic Games. Quite an achievement for any New Zealand athlete to play that, or go to that many. Now Mary putting a bit of pressure on, and she's done well. And Hope Ralph now onto this one. Good pace, Hope Ralph tries to find Mary. Just that little bit of a deflection from Edwina Bone stops New Zealand's attack. So the Hockeyroos can come away with the ball here. Good tackle from Gunson. Nice and clean. Play on's the call. Gunson on the edge of the circle. And it's been flicked onto the foot, but it was marginally outside the area, so won't be a penalty corner. Sam Charlton to take this one. Charlton looking for a deflection that might be advantageous. She crosses the ball. That was a good effort from her. It's a long corner for New Zealand. Good sustained period of attack here, Cherie. Yeah,
really good period of just being able to hold that ball, and great pressure that they put up in that right-hand corner there, which managed Ella to come up and force that turnover. So really good start.
Here's Whitelock. Looking for movement further up the pitch. Can't find a teammate, but Kelsey Smith's jumped on this loose ball. She's had a terrific series. I think she's been one of New Zealand's better players, but she has lost there alongside Hope Ralph, and it's going to be back to Australian possession. Smith, of course, a goal scorer in the second game. This is her 99th appearance for New Zealand, Kelsey Smith, so she'll bring up the ton in the first of the two encounters coming in Perth. So a big milestone coming for Kelsey Smith, and New Zealand struggling, or rather Australia struggling to get the ball out of their quarter at the moment.
Yeah, just, that bubbling pass back to that deep defender, and then just forced it to go out over the sideline. Good pressure from New Zealand.
Gunson. Whitelock is back there. That's Fran Davies playing wide on the left at the moment. Very experienced in the middle of the park as well. Ralph, nice turn. That's excellent work from Hope Ralph. Crosses it now. That could go anywhere, and did that hit a leg? It did. Kelly Hudson just delaying, double checking.
Just came off the Australian foot there, deep in the circle.
Well, what a start to New Zealand. They've dominated territory. And this was a nice play from Ralph. Just must have rebounded off the leg there of Taylor. Or maybe just clipped her foot. So New Zealand now cooking up the set play. Which they will want to execute to perfection. Be nothing like scoring a goal in the first few minutes. As Mickelson's ready to inject. It's going to go to Megan Hull. And it's been deflected away by the lead runner. Hull still has it. Another penalty corner. So let's see what happens on this second penalty corner as Mickelson injects again. And this time it's going to Hull once more. There's Hull going for a shot and it's just wide. Or maybe she was looking for that deflection from Smith to just guide it home.
Yeah, I think looking for that right post deflection there. Just a bit too quick on that. Oh no, that's not the replay there.
That's the second. That was the earlier one.
That was the first penalty corner.
The second penalty.
Sorry,
corner.
team.
No, you're all good, Cherie. No apologies needed, buddy. Here comes Mickelson. Nice steal from her off the attempted overhead. Oh, good tackle. And now Kershaw, two captains at it there. Now Australia can counter here. Kershaw got oodles of pace. Tracked back by Thompson, but Thompson concedes the free hit. Kershaw, good tackle from Whitelock there. And then Whitelock wins a free hit after getting tangled up in a stick there, and Whitelock stays down. Let's have a look at that penalty corner. The second one. So Hull off the right of screen here. Yeah, they were aiming. Was it Hope Ralph down that corner there? Now, let's have a look and see what happened to Whitelock here. Well, she just got...
Just that right, looks like the right calf or the right knee.
Claxton is the player, and what's slightly disturbing here is that Whitelock's not moved, Cherie.
No, doesn't look good.
So, don't know what's quite happened there, but it didn't look that serious. But obviously what's happened here is...
Certainly didn't look like there was an infringement, but...
a knee?
Just looked like she just collapsed on that knee. Something gave out, yeah. Whether it was the calf or the knee.
Oh boy, this is devastating.
Not moving though.
Let's have a look here. Claxton trying to win the ball here. Oh, looked like the injury happened before she hit the turf. Yeah. She just lost all ability to put pressure on it. Stand on that right knee. Or that right leg. Well, we'll attempt to get an update for you on Kayla Whitelock. But we're obviously all thinking the same thing here, Cherie. Is the Olympic dream got a big question mark against it now?
Let's think positive and just hope that certainly she's managing to put a little bit of pressure on there. So as you can see, she's limping a bit, but let's send some positive vibes and hope that it's not anything too serious.
Yeah, right leg, ankle maybe. We'll get a confirmation of exactly what the injury is from our team. Turf side. Yes, the players just wait for Whitelock, and she's not happy at all. She is grimacing. Let's hope she gets some, I'm sure, well, she's going to get good medical attention. So New Zealand down a player now. That will put a slightly bit of more pressure on that defensive lineup, but there's lots of experience there. Megan Hull, Ella Gunson, Taryn Davey, Liz Thompson, Fran Davies, some good players.
Yeah, very good defence line there.
Here's one of them, Gunson, Davey, and now Australia taking the opportunity to press a bit higher too, and they've earned a turnover on halfway here. This is Williams, tackled by Gunson, good tackle. Rose Cadell, she'll need to step up as well with Whitelock not on the pitch. Well, in fact, all the rest of the team really will have to now. New Zealand, oh, hello. Cadell, not impressed with that little exchange.
Just a little bit of a after the whistle carry on there, so it's all right, they've all been warned now.
Well, Mary's mistrapped that one, and it's been picked up by Taylor, Renee Taylor. Tries to pass to Chalker, and Gunson concedes the free hit. Yeah. And a penalty corner's been given. Amber Church changing her decision as Gunson flicked the ball away.
I guess just after that previous warning of, after the whistle, leave the ball. Even if you are attempting to pass the ball back to them, it's best just to leave it.
So let's just see what happened with their, you could just see Gunson flicking the ball away, and that's when Amber Church changed her mind to a penalty corner. So it's confirmation that a right knee is the injury for Kayla Whitelock. And that's the injury. Something has happened to her right knee. Now Australia's first penalty corner. Penny Squibb at the top. It's going to her. Oh, it's a bit messy. Chalker easily cut out by Mickelson, and this could turn out here for New Zealand. Away goes Julia King. New Zealand have 2 or 3 other players high. Shannon is one of them, but Australia have got back in excellent numbers there. They raced back. They had 7 back there.
They seemed to get back very quick, actually. I think that was just a little bit of confusion on who was going to take that ball once it came out of the breakdown of the corner there.
Well, Kershaw's mistrapped it, but it might actually work out for her as she takes it on the defence. Thompson and Gunson get rid of the ball, and there's some feeling in this match, Cherie. There's just also been a bit of glaring between Gunson and Kershaw just there.
There's always a good tussle between the Australian and New Zealand girls.
Well, they both play their hockey hard.
They do.
And a series is on the line here too, remember.
Oh,
Gunson has not affected that overhead at all particularly well as Chalker. It's in front here for Williams. Saved by O'Hanlon. It's still there. It's behind O'Hanlon. It's got to be a goal. It is a goal. Once it got behind O'Hanlon, it was trouble for New Zealand. And it looks like it might be. Well, in fact, no, it's Barnett actually the keeper. Yes, let's try and see who has got that last touch. But watch the ball here. Just went over the legs there of Barnett. And I think it's been flicked in by Chalker number 26. We have to analyse this one with forensic scrutiny.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get confirmation from the officials as to who scored that. But it was an almighty goalmouth scramble, and Australia take the lead.
Quite against the run of play there, so New Zealand have to be really, really direct in their outletting and just clearing those balls. We can't afford to have any errors in our defensive 25, in the New Zealand defensive 25.
Well, it all started so well for New Zealand with dominance, but with the injury now to Whitelock and now the goal being conceded, it's turned on its head this game. Great response from the Hockeyroos though. Davey. That's Gunson. Again pressured by 2 Hockeyroos players. It's been turned over and Australia have got it again. Lawton does a good job on that right position again. So we're just awaiting the goal scorer. Number 14 has scored the goal. That's Stephanie Kershaw, the captain. So Kershaw has been confirmed as the scorer for the Hockeyroos. And Hope Ralph comes away with the ball for the Black Sticks. Shannon, nice tackle. That was Maddie Fitzpatrick. Williams across to Hayes. Could have opened up on the right there. Lawton was making a run, but she couldn't get the ball. Here's Maddie Fitzpatrick again. The two Fitzpatrick sisters back out there today for the Hockeyroos. Williams, nice interplay there between her and Maddie Fitzpatrick. The Australians have just flipped the switch, Cherie.
They have certainly defending quite a bit of the first sort of first half of that first quarter, but now it's sort of turned, and they're certainly holding the ball and attacking really well.
Kershaw scoring her second goal of the series. She got one in game 2. Captain of the day. It's there for Australia again. It's oh, it's still alive. It's still alive. The Australians thought they'd scored, but it hit the post, and they thought it had gone in.
Yeah.
But Amber Church was right there.
So the whole ball has to go over the line. So it looks like it's hit the inside of the corner post and ricocheted, bounced back out. So therefore the whole ball couldn't have gone over the line.
Well, we'll come back to that. That will be a good look on the replay. Let's go to Charlton, who New Zealand have been rocked back here. And hello, there's a green card coming up. Sophie Taylor has been carded. Liz Thompson takes it quickly. Hope Ralph crosses it in. Danger ball there. Shannon couldn't quite get it to Holly Pearson. Katie Dorr, though, good work from her. She's still secured the ball here for New Zealand as the crash ball goes in. Dorr can't get it past that Australian player. And the Hockeyroos come away again. What an action-packed 5 minutes or 10 minutes we've had in this first quarter. Comerford back to Hayes, and Australia can cool it off here through Somerville as they look to spread that New Zealand defence, but they're still trapped inside their own defensive quarter. Nice turn from Carrie Somerville. Now Comerford, she can't control it. New Zealand will inbound it here through Charlton, who's gone direct there to Shannon. She and Hope Ralph have played a lot of junior hockey together. They're up there at the moment as Ralph tries to flick it in. Still there. Penalty corner is awarded by Kelly Hudson. Good work by Ralph and by Shannon. Now let's go back to that replay. See if this ball crossed the line. It looked very good here. I must admit, my first thought it did. Oh, look, the legs. We couldn't quite see behind Fran Davies' legs.
So
but look at Amber
see.
Church.
Yeah.
Amber Church is right there. She had the best view of it all. Now the umpires are conferring.
Yeah,
Are they just wondering about that penalty corner now?
I think so. I think the Australian girls certainly are questioning it. So
no video referral system in these matches, by the way. I think there's no doubt. Oh, hang on, it's a stroke, is it?
No, I think she potentially could be changing.
Oh, she's changing one.
Yeah.
Goodness me, I didn't see the sign for a stroke, but it looks like it's being changed. So, yes. Wow. I just saw Stacey Mickelson hovering over the penalty stroke spot, and I thought, oh, no, what's going on here? What happened during our watching of the replay there? So they've gone back to an infringement outside the circle. Ralph. Now there's a penalty corner. Okay.
Well, it's certainly been action-packed so far in the last 5 minutes. I think it's been up and down, and then we've had umpires' calls changed. A goal that was almost a goal, but didn't quite go in.
And we did have a goal, of course, by Stephanie Cush, and then we had the injury, which seems like 6 months old now, to poor old Kayla Whitelock.
Yeah.
You just joined us, Kayla Whitelock, out of the game with what looked like a serious knee injury. And we got our fingers crossed that it's not going to be ruling her out of the Olympics. That would be just a dreadful way to end her Olympic dream. Anyway, let's get back to this penalty corner as Mickelson injects now. And it's going to be Megan Hull who's gone for that deflective play again. And it's another penalty corner. Just wondering whether New Zealand need to mix this up. They've been a bit telegraphed. They've tried the same tactic 3 times in a row now, Cherie. What do you think?
Well, I guess with no Steph Dickens playing tonight, who's the drag flicker, you've got either a hit from Mary or a sweep hit from Hull. So let's see what else we do.
Yeah, it's gone to Hull again. Mary trying to get there with those long arms of hers. And she's earned another penalty corner. That one crashing into the leg there of Georgia Wilson. So Mickelson's going to try again. I think this might be like the 6th penalty corner of the first quarter. As Mickelson tries again, this time it's a fake and it's not, trapped by Mary. Now this could be real trouble for New Zealand, turning it over like that. Hayes, Chalker's up there, only 2 New Zealand defenders back there. One of them is Liz Thompson. A couple more have got back now, but there's still space inside the circle. Play on is the call, and New Zealand are out of trouble through Liz Thompson. How did they get out of that? And now Ralph jumps on a free hit. Julia King is up there, but Ralph has lost possession and Bone has got it back. Charlton, nice interception from her. Gunson. Mickelson scoops it down to Mary. Mary going for the early cross, but it's easily cut out that time by that Australian defender. And the Hockeyroos can swing it downfield once more. Goal in this quarter to Stephanie Kershaw. Fran Davies to inbound this one. And Hull at the back. Plays it short to Rose Cadell. Nicely positioned pass. Cadell can run here after making a good turn. Cadell, that's excellent commitment from her. She ran hard that time, did Rose Cadell, and now Ralph.
Just seems to be a lot of Australian players there in front of the ball. Not too many options for Hope there to look forward. So again, New Zealand are going to struggle with the one defensive player down. That's one less out of the rotation. So they're going to have to, conserve their energy a little bit more to get through this whole game. Yeah,
puts pressure on all of the players. Cadell, she'll run all day. One of the fittest players in this team. Charlton very fit too after, of course, that serious knee injury late last year. Gunson has had her injury problems as well.
Yeah, I think there's been a few girls that have had some injuries post-COVID.
Here's Gunson, one of the most experienced players in this New Zealand lineup. Game 225 today. Hull is back there as well. She's playing 35. 35th game today. And that's been nicely intercepted by Australia. Lawton was the player. Only just eluding Julia King there. Bone. And now over to Maddie Fitzpatrick. Nice to utilise Mariah Williams. Very good with the ball at her stick. But a good quick tackle there from Gunson. Gunson gets help from Katie Dorr. Thompson moves into the centre for that play. Mickelson onto the left. And it's going to be a tough one for Mary, but in the end it worked out okay.
Yeah, well stopped there by the Australian player.
Always going to be a tough one to control as Mickelson whacked it downfield. Inside that last minute of the first quarter now. Thompson can't get through to Mary, and it's Edwina Bone once again. Bone wins a free hit. Ball hit the leg there of Shannon.
Australia are still defending really well. Their defensive 25 not allowing the New Zealand players to receive the ball. Stepping in front of the New Zealand players, which is denying that pass, which is probably getting quite frustrated by, with New Zealand girls getting quite frustrated with that. It's that last pass heading into the attacking 25.
Now Australia will hope for one last crack, but it's cut out by Mickelson in these last 10 seconds. Shannon, and now Gunson. Shannon's still on the field, but that will not be caught up by either King or Katie Dorr, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Wow, a lot happened in that quarter. The most important thing that happened in the quarter is that Australia did get a goal through their captain of the day, Stephanie Kershaw. So at the end of the first 15 minutes in this fourth and final game of the series, it's Australia leading by 1-0. Well, it all started off so smoothly for New Zealand. Those first 3 or 4 minutes, they were well on top.
I think it was more so, 5 or 6 minutes. We had the ball, we were attacking, we were looking really good, we had sort of really high intensity, but then, Australia then got a couple of quick breakaways and managed to put that goal in, which is it's almost deflated the New Zealand girls a little bit, but let's hope the second quarter they can come out with that same urgency again.
Here's the goal. Stephanie Kershaw on the left of screen there, getting the last touch. Real scramble, and this other one here. Well, that was it's another replay of it. Once the ball got behind Barnett, New Zealand was always going to be in trouble.
Really hard to clear that ball out once it gets in behind the goalkeeper.
And so New Zealand have to come back again. They were 1-0 down at the end of the first quarter in game number 3. But they did come back and take a 2-1 lead in that game. Possession still favouring them by 54% to 46%. A lot of penalty corners to New Zealand. None of them really executed with that crispness we were looking for, right?
No, sort of 5 corners. You'd hope you'd get a good outcome of one of them, but they didn't really look. That missed trap at the end, like that's. They're going to be disappointed with that. That's not really good enough at this level to be, so indecisive on those corners.
And of course, Kayla Whitelock out of the game with a knee injury, what looked like a serious knee injury, and we've got all our fingers crossed for Kayla Whitelock with the Olympic selection looming that she is still going to be fit, but we will see. It's going to be Julia King to get things underway. Second quarter. Gunson, who's seen plenty of ball in this match so far. Katie Dorr wide on the left. Fran Davies moving to the centre of position. Interesting switch there. Katie Dorr looked like she's playing at left back at the moment, and Fran Davies back to the centre. Maybe that's because Kayla Whitelock is out of the game. They're just looking to rest maybe a couple of others at the moment, like Megan Hull.
Yeah, just a few extra minutes after that quarter time. Just, probably not going to get a rest much during the quarters, so extend that 2 minutes of quarter time there. Yeah,
just maybe a minute or two. It's always the rolling of the dice. Well, there's a poor pass. Here comes Ralph into the circle. Ralph! It's all there. King almost got it on target. But the keeper was aware. Good keeping there from Alicia Power for Australia. Half chance there for New Zealand for sure. Now Charlton's won it back, and Katie Dorr moves it across to Thompson. Thompson lifts it over to Mickelson. There's a bit of a cheap shot from behind there by Kershaw as Mickelson plays it into the circle, and that is going to go against Mary and Hope Ralph.
Yeah, just not patient enough going into that tackle there. Well defended by Australia.
Another mistake, and New Zealand have got it back. Mickelson across to Smith, but it is Australian ball. Back off the stick is the ruling that time. Now New Zealand pressing a bit higher this time. Dorr's got the ball, and Dorr can run with the ball too. Tries to get it to Cadell. Dorr there. She's got a habit of getting into the right spot. There's Katie Dorr, now Mickelson. Good tackle from Kershaw. The two captains again there, coming together. Mickelson played it into the foot there of Kershaw. Wins another free hit. And she's going to leave this one for Liz Thompson. Gunson. Nice trapping skills that time from Smith. But equally good tackle that time by the Australian number 4, Amy Lawton, who's back there. Usually plays wide up front.
Oh, well done.
Excellent work. Still in the field of play. Excellent work by those two Australian players.
Yeah, 2 New Zealand players on it there and still managed to use their stick skills to get out of that.
Yeah, great work from those two players. And now Australia have a bit more space here with New Zealand forced to retreat the 5 metres. Turnover. Here come New Zealand once again. Ralph in front of the circle. Here's Ralph. Can you have a shot? And it's been deflected wide for a long corner. So Charlton now goes direct, and that's lifted up into Mickelson, taken quickly by Sam Charlton once again. Gunson.
There's good defence too from Australia, not allowing them into the circle, forcing them to go out, back and around.
Thompson's lost it.
Easy option into the circle. Just need to hold that ball. We just seem to be just like that little final touch. We're just not quite managing to hold on to it.
New Zealand pressing quite high. They've got 5 players inside the Australian quarter. Nicholson's lifted over her stick, and Kershaw's got space here. Kershaw, who's a great runner with the ball, but Gunson, nice sweeping tackle. And then she just gave it straight back to Renee Taylor, and now Lawton has it for the Hockeyroos as they have one of their first attacks in the second quarter. 4 players waiting inside the circle. It's a long corner. Fitzpatrick played it forward. Maddie Fitzpatrick has it again. Now Mary needs to get there. She can't quite get there, but Shannon's going to pick up the loose ball. Shannon has lost it. And Sophie Taylor did a great job that time for the Hockeyroos. If Shannon had got over the stick there of Taylor, that could have been really interesting. Kershaw. It was Renee Taylor. Over to Lawton. Tracking her back, Olivia Shannon. And there is a free hit against Australia. Oh, Gunson's hoisted that one out on the full. And that, again, if that was accurate, with Shannon and Pearson were looming up front there, Cherie.
It's the right idea, it's just the execution.
That's correct.
It's just, that's the second one now that hasn't quite come off,
So New Zealand forced to defend again. And it's coming back for New Zealand possession. So Pearson and Shannon and Mary all on the pitch at the moment. Up front for New Zealand, Taryn Davey back on there now. As New Zealand continue to rotate their defenders. Davies, good play from her. That's excellent work. Shannon continues to play with the ball here. Olivia Shannon can't quite link up with Olivia Mary. Free hit's going to go against Charlton. So just the one goal in the game still came in the first quarter. Stephanie Kershaw for the Hockeyroos have the Australians leading 1-0 in a winner-take-all game. Game 4 of the series. All 3 previous games drawn. 1-1, 2-2, and 2-2. Still plenty of hockey left in this one as Edwina Bonin bounds it. Good sharp, short passing. Taylor's in space. Renee Taylor. Gunson's having a strong game in defence for New Zealand. She's made a number of crucial tackles now as Pearson looks to get Shannon into the game. Shannon's going to really dig in to get that one. And she can't quite get there. New Zealand under 21 Player of the Year, Olivia Shannon.
Still such a young player. She's certainly got a bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, big future. Game number 29 for the Black Sticks today, Olivia Shannon. Thompson's back to tidy up for New Zealand. She and Fran Davies at the back. Megan Hull out there now, just playing slightly higher up the pitch. So these New Zealand defenders, Cherie, some of them are forced to play slightly different roles with Kayla Whitelock injured. Now that's a great pass into Charlton, who's got good front foot running ball. Oh, she couldn't quite flick it to Holly Pearson, who was unmarked on her right. So the attack is just washed away for the meantime.
Yeah, just New Zealand don't seem to be connecting, between the players just yet. Just that sort of final pass again, not quite coming off.
Edwina Bone. She's going to go long and up the middle this time, and that's going to be deflected. Good little battle there, and that tackle needed to be made. I think it was a good one by Liz Thompson. Pearson and Squibb going at it here, and Squibb proves the better of the two on that occasion. Now Williams inside the New Zealand quarter. Here's Lawton. Lawton, nice dangerous ball into the circle, but Taryn Davey is there to clean up. And Mickelson wide on the left. It's double teamed, but she's lost the ball. And here come the Australians once again. And there's appeals for a penalty corner, and yes, Amber Church says yes. It got just off the body there of Megan Hull.
Yeah, probably not the right time to be trying to dribble it out of our defensive 25 there. We can't, New Zealand can't afford a turnover there, because Australia looking good when they have intent, when they're getting in there, they're managing to get that little foot to get those corners.
Well, just the second penalty corner of the game for the Hockeyroos. That's Savannah Fitzpatrick going over to take it. It's hovering at the top, Penny Squibb. And also Sophie Taylor. Taylor's fake this time, saved by Barnett. That was a good save. I think she might have been partially unsighted there for just a moment there, Cherie.
Yeah, it did look like she just couldn't quite. She got it sort of at the last minute there. Good save though.
Lawton, as the Australians look to continue this pressure on the New Zealand circle. New Zealand will need good defending now as Hull. That's a lovely little flick pass over to Davey. Taryn Davey played that one well. Gets the free hit. Now. So Megan Hull just been spoken to there for a moment.
Yeah, not sure what that was. Not sure
Yeah.
what that was about there.
Got a good pass from Shannon over to Mickelson, who delivers to Smith. Smith, oh, she didn't get the connection that she was looking for there. Referee's playing advantage after it hit the foot of Smith. But again, once again, that last pass just eludes New Zealand. It gives a chance for Australia to mount something perhaps. Hull's over there to intercept it. Good job by Megan Hull. And that will be New Zealand ball. Megan Hull, again, solid player. Debuted against Malaysia in 2016. But she's lost the ball there. And now Australia have got it in an attacking position. Sophie Taylor. Edwina Bone calls it off just for a moment. Lovely little turn there maybe from Claxton. And a free hit to Australia.
It's a good strong receive there by the Australian player, to stick over the ball, receiving it on the angle, and of course, if you're going to make a tackle, you're always going to hit the stick.
Oh, dangerous ball there. In the end, it's going to be cleared away by Gunson, but not totally convincingly as Kershaw runs near the baseline. Kershaw, oh, there's a chance. It's another goal flicked in by Comerford. And it's 2-0 Australia. New Zealand not able to deal with that nice little run on the baseline there. And this time Kershaw provides for a teammate. Chuck Kershaw here. Again, New Zealand not dealing with that, with the danger in front of goal.
No, the clearance out went straight to the Australian player, and then of course they were some great skills along that baseline, that nice flick back, and good body position, good low body position for the Australian girl, just right there. Yeah, well played, Australia, well played.
Yeah, Kalindi Comerford gets her first goal of the series. That's her 9th in her Australian career, 54 games. She's from Bowral in inland New South Wales, inland from Wollongong. So Australia now got a good lead here. As they look to really seize control of this match now. Smith passes it over to Ralph. Australia have stacked their quarter, only 2 players outside their quarter at the moment, as New Zealand forced to retreat and move over to the right-hand side to Gunson. Hull. Gunson trying to get Mickelson involved. which he is now. Mickelson flicks it over nicely to Dorr. Dorr, good work. Into the baseline goes Katie Dorr. Great desperation. But again, Hope Ralph was right there and just couldn't get a stick on it. Excellent work from Dorr. And now Australia can counter again. This is Kershaw. Hayes. Hayes coming into the defensive quarter of New Zealand. Greta Hayes allowed to run. Mickelson now tracks her. And Claxton can cool it off. That's good play by Australia. Good game awareness of where this game's at for them. And now Fitzpatrick comes forward. He's going to crash it in, and that's a danger ball, and it's hit Ella Gunson. Gunson's all right.
we needed to be. We can't go down any more players.
Might have a bit of shrapnel damage there in the morning, Cherie, but she'll be right. Yeah, Gunson actually staying out there. And feeds Cadell. Cadell is a player open. It's Davey. Davey sweeps it down to Shannon. Nice pass. Kelsey Smith in the middle here. Good pass to Charlton. This is looking more promising for the Black Sticks. Charlton hits a player. Play on's the call. Charlton. And looking for a penalty corner maybe. Oh, it's right there. It's no goal and it's no penalty corner. In fact, it's Australia's ball. Shannon was right there. It's New Zealand's best chance in the game.
Yeah, really good build-up, really good use of going wide, both sides and then coming in, but just couldn't quite finish.
Well, Australia may be a touch fortunate there not to concede. Time ticking away in this first half now as Charlton picks up on the ball. There's 70 seconds to go in this first half. Australia with a goal in each quarter. They've got that 2-0 lead at the moment. In this last game of the series, Katie Dorr to inbound it. New Zealand would dearly love a last-minute strike here. Oh, Cadell's lost it. She might get it back. Shannon tries to win it. New Zealand get a free hit on the edge of the circle, so New Zealand's got 20 seconds to create something here. Penalty corner perhaps at the very least. This is where Charlton's good. She'll play it maybe into a leg. Oh, it's gone out for a long corner. Scoreboard clock actually has 30 seconds to go. So New Zealand's just got a touch more time than what's on our screen at the moment as Cadell swings it in. This could go anywhere. It's still there. Smith! And it's just wide from Mary this time. So Australia going to survive this last second onslaught by New Zealand, it seems, in this first half. So there is half-time here in this fourth and final game. 3 draws, remember, between the two teams up to this point. But it's Australia who have the initiative. Coming into half-time, Stephanie Kershaw, the captain of the day, has one of the goals. The other, Kalindi Comerford. Australia lead by 2-0.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
Then holding me back.
history has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
India, incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
So it's half-time here in the last of the 4 women's games in the 2021 Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Hockey Series. And it's Australia with a good lead, 2-0 over the Vantage Black Sticks. A goal in each quarter has set the Black Sticks back big time, and it's not been the only thing that's gone against them as well. With this injury to Kayla Whitelock, something happened to her right knee there. We don't quite know what. It looked like the damage had been done before she hit the turf. Here's the goal, the first goal to Kershaw. Number 14 just gets the last touch as the ball dribbled over Georgia Barnett. Bit of a goalmouth scramble. And in it goes off the stick of Stephanie Kershaw. The chances came thick and fast for Australia for a little while, and here comes another opportunity. They got very close to going, and the Aussies actually thought they scored that, but it was ruled it didn't cross the line by Amber Church. Second effort coming here. Barnett, good stop for her, slightly unsighted, and now the second goal with Kershaw creating this time, and flicked in there by Kalindi Comerford on the far post. Kershaw, she's a dangerous player and has really come into the series beautifully for the Hockeyroos, creating for her teammate that time, and that eased the Australians out to a 2-0 lead. New Zealand had chances. This one of the best of them. Watch Charlton here. It went across the face there, and there's Olivia Shannon on her knees. She just didn't quite get the stick down. Oh, they look agonising on the replays, don't they? Things are so close, but there's a looks like 5 Australian supporters here, and they are celebrating the half-time lead at the moment, but I'd just like to remind them that there is half a game to go, and who knows what might happen in the second half. The Black Sticks still had more possession in the game, just evened up a touch between the two sides. Penalty corners heavily favour New Zealand. All of those penalty corners came pretty much in the first quarter, and circle entries as well. It's just that last connection which New Zealand is struggling with in this game. They're certainly getting the ball into the Australian quarter, but they're just not able to provide a really good look at that Australian goal. And you have to give the credit, or partial credit, to at least the Australian defence, who have been good enough so far to keep the Black Sticks out, despite them looking keen and hungry in this fourth game. So that's where we are at the moment. Australia 2-0 up. These two teams, of course, very familiar with themselves. Over the last decade, they have played 51 times. This is the 55th game in the last 10 years between these two countries. Australia have won 18, New Zealand 15, and there have been 16 draws between these two teams now. And they're going to be playing each other again coming up in Perth in just a few weeks' time. Both Olympic squads will have been confirmed by then. Couple of games coming as the Pro League. Those will double as Pro League matches. And then, of course, they'll be meeting again in pool play at the Olympic Games. Both the New Zealand women's and Australian teams are in the same pool, and the two men's teams are also in the same pool at Tokyo. So there'll be some keenly fought games coming up between these two sides, as this game is as well. Don't forget, folks, at 7:30 tonight, we'll have the men's clash for you as well. That is the Black Sticks playing the Kookaburras. 7:30, the last of the 4 games coming in the men's series. So I hope you can stay with us for that clash. We'd just like to remind you too that the long-term partner, we'll be delighted actually that the long-term partner of hockey, Sentinel Homes, has joined us as naming rights sponsor for the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. Hockey New Zealand would also like to acknowledge Vantage Windows and Doors, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand and the Black Sticks naming rights partner. Hockey New Zealand would also like to thank Computer Concepts Limited for their support of this series, Ford, the driving force behind the Vantage Black Sticks, and Sky Sport, the home for hockey. So we're standing by for these halftime interviews. Cherie Phillips is down on the turf, patiently awaiting Katrina Powell, the Australian coach, and of course the New Zealand coach Graeme Shaw, as they go through their last minute instructions ahead of the second half. Crowd around about 1,000 strong for this clash on what is a chilly but still evening here in the Manawatu after a lovely sunny day. And there's no sign of rain coming for the rest of the evening. Right, we can go downstairs now, and we are standing by with the New Zealand coach Graeme Shaw.
So Graeme, not obviously the ideal start to the game. What are you going to try to get the girls to change in the second half?
I mean, it's not all actually bad out there. There's actually some really good stuff, and we've created some very good opportunities. We just made some pretty poor mistakes at the back, and it's cost us. And at international level, you just can't make those mistakes. So it's not too much different. We're trying to play a little bit more tempo, pre-scan, be a little bit more connected, move the ball a little bit quicker away from their numbers, and then just play our style of hockey, and hopefully we get an opportunity and take it away.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Here we are, Graeme Shaw. Now Katrina Powell going straight in. She's with Cherie.
Katrina, good start to the second half. Are the girls following the game plan?
Yeah, they certainly are. We've definitely had a strong game plan coming into the game, and they are following it at this stage. But yeah, only half the game is done.
And some really good outcomes there in that attacking 25. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, certainly putting the ball in the back of the net is something we're looking to do and don't often do. So to be 2-0 up at this point, pretty happy with that.
All right, good luck for the second half.
Thank you very much.
So there she is, Katrina Powell. What a wonderful player she was for Australia. A three-time Olympian, double Olympic gold medalist, 141 goals in 256 games. Pretty decent, eh? And what was an outstanding career, which finished at the 2004 Olympic Games. Australia all set to get the second half underway. If they could score a third goal, it's going to be awfully tough for New Zealand to come back into this contest, you'd think. Teams not often come back from 3-0 down, so really New Zealand need to be the next scorer in this contest. There's the second half's underway. It's going to be Australia with the possession, and they're going to go aerial, but there's not enough on that one. Katie Dorr brings it down to the carpet. Gunson immediately under pressure. Davies swoops it across to Liz Thompson, so reminding that Kayla Whitelock out of the game with what looked like a serious right knee injury. I'm sure that's going to be assessed over the next 2 to 3 days by the Black Sticks management. Ambitious pass right across the face, easily cut out here by Kelsey Smith. Julia King running up front, Mary putting in the hard yards too as she tries to find King up front. A great pass, King couldn't quite control it. Maybe so easy to see with Kelsey Smith trailing behind. If King could have just flicked it back into the path of Smith, who could have got one on target. But it's easy to see, standing high up above a tower on the side of the field, as Australia come down through Chalker. Emily Chalker, good tackle, Davies. Davies can't find Ralph, so it will be Australian ball. Maddie Fitzpatrick. Another pass that's badly directed, and now Smith's got this one again. That's a pretty decent pass, and away goes Mickelson. She's running through to Mary here. Mary can't control the ball. Olivia Mary. Again, that could have been looming up on the right there, big time.
Yeah, definitely need to be making those traps, certainly in this situation that we're in now, that the New Zealand girls are in right now.
Oh, a bit of pressure coming up high here. Ralph almost there. She's got it in. Oh, hang on. Whoa. No goal. No goal.
Oh, I think it might have come off her leg just before it went in there.
Oh, gee, that was a close call though, wasn't it? Good work from Ralph here. Yes, it's just dribbled off her knee.
Oh, good pressure though.
Well, we got excited.
But we did.
You always have to wait for the umpire to give that signal, don't you, Cherie?
Yeah.
Didn't come from Amber Church.
She wasn't really jumping up and down as though she'd scored it, so
she wasn't.
I think that was a bit of a giveaway.
Now Australia coming up the centre this time, but Dorr's got it. She's having a good game, Katie Dorr. Putting some good work. Feeds to Mickelson. Mickelson's, whoops. And she didn't time that one at all, Stacey Mickelson. Yeah, that's where Ralph...
Yeah.
I must admit, I did kind of hope that it kind of dribbled off her stick rather than her knee. Here's Mickelson running again. Mickelson gets this one on the carpet, and King! Well, the other day, Julia King in game number 3, King trapped that and scored off the reverse. Close call. Those half chances just not sticking in this game.
Yeah, not quite connecting. They're just not coming off.
Here is Cadell for New Zealand and Davies. Megan Hull.
So I just caught up with the New Zealand doctor. And,
yeah, you got an update on Kayla Whitelock,
yeah,
right?
So she's got a bit of a sore knee, a bit of a sore ankle. So hopefully it's just something to do with a sprain. But she'll have some scans done tomorrow, and then they'll be able to make a final decision on what exactly is sore and wrong with the leg there.
Okay,
so
all right.
Fingers crossed it's not a knee, but we'll know more tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks for the update, Cherie. Now, Australia have conceded the free hit, and Thompson's going to go aerial. Shannon inside. So she concedes the free hit. Now Australia through Taylor. That's Sophie Taylor. Kershaw. Well, for once, her touch just vanished for a second, and Rose Cadell picked up the loose ball. Charlton tries to get King involved again up front. And Wilson now cleans up for the Hockeyroos. 2-0 is the score. 5 minutes played in the second half. Goals to Kershaw and a Comerford for the Hockeyroos. Claxton, lovely turn. Savannah Fitzpatrick being hounded here by Hull. And she's been pressured here by Liz Thompson. Thompson and Shannon. And Shannon can't quite get the ball from Thompson, who lost her footing. Oh. And Smith edged that one down to fine leg for 4. But unfortunately, we're not playing cricket, which means Australia have got the ball. Bone. Kershaw. Wilson. Australia still looking good with the ball in their possession. Going to be a New Zealand 16-yard hit. Don't forget we have the men's game coming up at 7:30. Can New Zealand find a way to get back in that series? Australia have been too good for the Vantage men's Black Sticks side in the 3 games to date. So we'll have that game for you live at 7:30 here on Sky Sport 9 and the Sky Sport Next YouTube channel. Australia forced to retreat now off that free hit. But they've got everyone behind the ball here. There's a lot of yellow jumpers back there, Cherie.
It was a really good outletting option though from Davies, just the overhead up and over to Mickelson, and that's what I think we need to see more of the New Zealand girls doing. Just trying to be able to, vary up those options, hold the ball, transfer from side to side, and wait for the gap to open up. Don't try and force it through.
Here's Taryn Davey. Hull comes over the halfway line. Megan Hull looking keen to crash it in, maybe. Here she goes, flicking it across. And that's gone over the stick there of Pearson, but it will be a New Zealand long corner. It's Rose Cadell over to Liz Thompson. Thompson tries to take defenders on. Thompson, good play from her. Here's a chance into the circle. Thompson can't get a swing at the ball. It's a penalty corner. Well, that's some lovely interplay there between Holly Pearson and Liz Thompson.
Yeah, some really good 1-2 option there.
Well, that was Pearson, and then Thompson in particular continued her run. And again, it just fell away from her stick though, didn't it? It's just one of those nights, isn't it? Just couldn't quite get the clean connection on the ball to have a crack on goal there. But the penalty corner has been won, and now New Zealand get another chance. Numerous penalty corners in the first half for them. Let's see if they can execute this one in a tidy manner. It's going to be Hull. Hull is going for the deflect, and it's still there for Australia, and it's gone out, and it's gone back for a long corner. Well, it was Kelsey Smith, very close.
Must have been close.
Well, the crowd down that end of the field were very excited, weren't they?
I was watching them, and I thought it must have gone in.
Well, it didn't go in again, so New Zealand are going to have another crack. Hull. Davey flicks it over that Australian player. Sticks Chalker. That's Cadell. Cadell's going to mow that one in, and Mary got a stick on it. Here's a big chance. Yes. There's a goal! Great work from Mary, and New Zealand are back in it. Olivia Mary with her first goal of the series. It's been a pretty dry time for Olivia Mary. She didn't score in the North-South series last month. And she hasn't scored for New Zealand, of course, since last year. But they did really well. That's goal number 113 for her. Of course, she is the record goal scorer of all time. What a cross from Cadell. She absolutely got that. And then Mary Ash, we've seen so many times down through the years, Cherie, puts those away for breakfast.
Good position there, and I think she just managed to fake the goalkeeper there to get caught off her, or pushing off her opposite foot there. So well done to Olivia Mary.
How about that cross from Cadell, though?
I know.
Oh,
I was lucky that it stayed on the ground.
That had a vapour trail coming off it, didn't it? But just shows you if you can execute those crosses with perfection like that, some real havoc can be created. Now, here's some good pressure off the ball here from the Hockeyroos. New Zealand struggling to get it out of their quarter. Door. Whoops, putting Hull just under a touch of pressure with that pass. Hull, that was lovely play from her, and Cadell can ease New Zealand out of trouble. Look for the free hits, not coming, and Kelly Hudson says play on. Kershaw now in danger times here for New Zealand. Smith trying to win the ball. Yeah, penalty corner, is it? No, just outside the circle. Maybe Smith a touch fortunate there. Is Australia now come back, and Davey forced to clean up. Davey's got it through. And Charlton, composure from her. Davey. Good control from Shannon. It's good defence from Lawton that time. Squibb. Oh, brilliantly how she held on to her stick there. Lawton. Edwina Bone now. Keeps it with Lawton on this right-hand side. 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Shannon and Cadell combine here. Shannon flicks a lovely little pass. Oh, that's good work from Renee Taylor, but New Zealand will have possession on the halfway. Just a warning there for Savannah Fitzpatrick from Kelly Hudson. Just encroaching on the 5 metres. Hull. Kershaw. Here's space here for Smith. Into the circle. And it's flicked away by Bones. It's a long corner. New Zealand just finding a few holes.
Yeah,
again.
They look good when they can get the ball in behind the Australian midfield there.
Charlton crosses it in, a bouncing ball. It's cleared away by an Australian player, and away they come, the Hockeyroos. Lawton looming. Also Fitzpatrick coming forward here. Kershaw. Ooh, that was an important interception from Davies that time. Good hustle there from Fran Davies. That's excellent work though by the Hockeyroos. Back they come into the circle here. This is dangerous here. It's across the face by Chalker. It might still be Australian ball actually. No, it won't. Is not in fact, as Davey is going to go over to take this one. Charlton and Davey.
Yeah, I'd like to see New Zealand just get that free hit there, take a quick free hit and get in behind those Australian players.
Yeah. Charlton again. Oh, that's off Smith. So it's going to be Australian ball. Just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. And they've lost that one, Australia. 3 minutes exactly now. So New Zealand now can move away. Oh boy, it's been intercepted there by Fitzpatrick. Australia again on the edge of the circle. That's Williams crashing it across. Player open, saved brilliantly by Georgia Barnett. Whistle's gone, and it's going to be New Zealand ball, and they're allowed to take it quickly through Mickelson.
Yeah, that's a great save. That was should have been a definite goal, so well done, Georgia Barnett. That
could still be here for Australia. It is! It's a third goal! New Zealand can't defend it. And that has been thumped in with authority. And it is 3-1 now to Australia. They stick at it, don't they? Good work here from Comerford. And a one-time strike there from Savannah Fitzpatrick. And she got all of that, Cherie.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Like, look at that, hitting that corner. Very messy play beforehand, you know. Again, New Zealand had the ball, and it was, again, from New Zealand's turnover that Australia managed to score.
Well, both Fitzpatrick sisters have scored now in this series. And Australia restore that 2-goal advantage. Gunson wins the free hit. Wants to get Mickelson into the game. Can't quite get her with two Australians surrounding her that time as Dorr comes forward from right back. Feeds a good pass to Mickelson. Mickelson takes that one quickly. And that's a free hit going against Australia, or rather New Zealand this time. Just over 90 seconds left in this third quarter. Australia just keep it in the field of play. Hayes, pressured by Charlton. Cadell there as well alongside Holly Pearson. Nicely taken away by Gunson. Mickelson with front foot running ball here. Flicks it over across. And again, it's Pearson this time. It's been Mickelson so dangerous with those passes.
Good vision to see Holly Pearson coming in there too. Just couldn't quite get hold of that deflection.
It's the second or third one in the game.
Yeah, there's certainly been a few.
Shannon's missed one from in front of goal. Let's see if Charlton could create here. Tries to find Shannon, but Charlton in there winning the ball again is Cadell. It's a good tackle coming in from Chalker that time. Cleanly won that time by the Hockeyroos. Good work from Emily Chalker. And Williams and Thompson. One-on-one there. And Emily Chalker can't quite get there. Game number 227. She debuted against New Zealand in 2011, 10 years ago. One of the real veterans in this Australian team now is Davies. Comes forward here and continues her run too. Cadell can't quite get it to Shannon though. as the end of the quarter has arrived. There's 15 minutes to play, and we split goals between the two teams in that quarter. Olivia Merry got New Zealand on the board, cut that goal or the score back to 2-1, but then Savannah Fitzpatrick extended Australia's lead back to 2. It's 3-1 at three-quarter time. Well, what do you do now, Cherie? If you're Graeme Shaw and the Black Sticks, you've got a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, you've got to play aggressive. You've got to get the ball up into your attacking circle. And again, just got to take those opportunities. You know, we've had opportunities. There's been many opportunities that just haven't been taken.
Well, that is the one that has been taken. Olivia Merry. Watch the cross here from Cadell. The ball is bouncing. 1, 2, and then she half volleys it. She just smashes it into the circle, and Merry, with those lightning reactions, good enough to get the lead back to 1. But then Australia came back with an equally impressive goal by Fitzpatrick. New Zealand not able to clear it effectively. Good little ball there, and then a one-time shot from Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, really quick shot. That caught Georgia a bit off guard there. You know, it's a good shot.
So last instructions for both teams here as we see the stacks, and New Zealand's extended that possession, just eased that out. We had a 54-46, I think, at the end of the first quarter.
Circle entries, 22-13. You know, that's almost double the amount of circle entries, yet the score doesn't reflect that. So that's an area that I think that certainly New Zealand are going to. They're going to want to improve. What are the outcomes they're getting when they get into that attacking circle?
Well, they've got to leave it all out there now with only 15 minutes to play in this series. The crowd urged them on here in Manawatu. Let's see what this quarter can bring forward here, and what could be an exciting conclusion to the series. Don't forget the men's final match is coming at 7:30 New Zealand time this evening. Australia leading that series by 3-0.
Australia are putting the pressure on the press really well, and again causing the New Zealand defence to, I think they're struggling to be able to get that ball out.
It's a good play from Somerville. Smith trying to put pressure on here. Kershaw has it. Kicked in field, next ricocheted off Gunson's stick, and the Aussies come forward again through Kershaw. Being marked by Davey. Kershaw to the baseline, and here's the danger signs again. Where's the keeper? Nowhere, in New Zealand somehow don't concede there. I don't know how they didn't concede a fourth there. Williams. Pressure still there for the Hockeyroos. Williams into the circle again. It's dangerous again. Williams and Kershaw, when they get their stick on the ball, they are really good hockey players, are those two. Dangerous players. So New Zealand now happy to let Australia just move it forward towards the quarter line. That's Fitzpatrick who scored that third goal. A little flick pass over to Emily Chalker. She's marked by Taryn Davey. Now Fitzpatrick. Into the circle. No whistle. Play on's the call. In fact, Olivia Merry wins the free hit. Here's that earlier one. Watch how good Kershaw is near the baseline here, Cherie.
She's a good player. I've actually been really enjoyed being able to watch her play.
Well, Thompson scrambled it clear, but
yes,
only just.
Yeah.
Wow. Davey. Mary Lee can't quite get there, and Australia have picked up the ball again. Oh, here's a steal by Charlton, but that touch was just a touch too strong. Mickelson, oh, she's lost it now. And now, here come the Hockeyroos once more. Thompson, it came off her stick. I think that will be a long corner.
Yeah.
Kershaw to take it. Somerville. There's Lawton with a lovely guided ball there, but not able to catch up with it is Squibb. So it's going to be New Zealand ball. Davey back to Gunson, right on the baseline. New Zealand at the wrong end of the pitch.
Good patience by Australia there, just waiting.
Gunson forced to retreat. Oh, that's gone over the line, has it? No, the umpire says it didn't. Well, Georgia Barnett thought it did, but Kelly Hudson was right there. And she didn't blow her whistle. Now Davey. Kept in field just. And it's a foul on the back there of her by Olivia Mary.
It's really good use of the midfield there that Australia are doing.
Mary's got it. Gives it back to Mickelson. Smith up there to Mary. King coming forward as well. Now Smith gets it. One-time shot is kicked away comfortably that time by the keeper. Keeper today for Australia out there at the moment, I think, is Bartram. Long corner is the call. Cadell can't quite keep the ball in possession. And it's going to be Australian possession through Hayes. Can't quite catch up with that Comerford. Yes, the keeper out there for Australia, Jocelyn Bartram at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Kelsey Smith actually even got a touch on that ball.
Yeah. Here's Gunson giving it to Davey. Marked by Georgia Wilson and now Mickelson. Haven't seen her run at the defence for a little while now. It's a good pass. Davey continued on the side there, and it's been deflected away for a long corner. Katie Dorr in position to take it, so too Mickelson. Oh, that didn't go to plan at all. That was disappointing from Mickelson that time as Williams comes away for Australia. New Zealand back in good numbers though. There's 5-6 behind the ball now, but Australia are going to give it away.
Yeah, just poor basics again, just giving it away too easily.
Well, Shannon, again, the idea was right, but someone's got to be up front near in the goal mouth to pinch those.
There's no one there at the end of that pass, so you're better to hold it, get a free hit, wait for the rest of your team to catch up to you.
Nice play from Fitzpatrick. Cadell hustles her, almost wins the ball. In the end, Comerford. Yeah, good work from Cadell. Dorr takes it quickly. Now Mickelson's got some space. Mickelson has Ralph and Mary there. Mary! Can't quite get onto that one again. Neither could Ralph. Perfectly dissected them pretty much.
Yeah, just not managing again to connect that last pass.
It's a good run out of defence by Bone, but she's lost it now. Dorr. Lovely little flick pass to Mary. Now Shannon on the left. Again, the Australians got back there. There were 6 back there, Cherie.
Yeah, Australia have defended really well. You know, they haven't really given New Zealand too many opportunities to even really get any shots away.
That's Chanel leaving it for Kershaw. He's having a terrific match, and that's a good pass. But Mickelson's back there defending this time. Excellent work by Stacey Mickelson, the New Zealand captain. Now she gives it. Ralph. Shannon the target of that pass, but again, New Zealand maybe just a little bit anxious pushing these balls forward at the moment. What do you think?
Well, they've only got 7.5 minutes left, so New Zealand they need 3 goals to win. So I guess they have to have a go.
Mary, no power on that shot off the reverse, and she can't quite get there. Olivia Mary. Hayes. Over the head of Liz Thompson, but Australia are just in a defensive mindset at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and they certainly seem to be more controlled, more patient with the ball. Their traps seem to be a lot more controlled. They'll be happy with the game so far.
Nicholson with the ball, but with her back to the defenders. Now Davey. Foot pass over to Hull, who's coming forward. Now Smith, right near the baseline. There's a lot of Australian defenders between Smith and the circle. Now that's under the feet. That's very good play from Kelsey Smith. Penalty corner. You know, when you've got 4 or 5 defenders crowding you, there are more legs there, Cherie. The chances of you getting a penalty corner are higher.
So you get a free hit outside the circle, the players have to retreat and the ball's got to go 5, but you can't make a tackle. You can't enter into that tackle while you're within that 5. So it's an immediate, even I think without the foot, it would have been a penalty corner for entering that tackle within the 5.
Well, Kelsey Smith's been one of New Zealand's best players. She's been full of energy all the way through the series. Now, let's see what happens with this penalty corner. Megan Hull and Katie Dorr at the top this time. Nicholson to inject once more. It's going to be Hull, or the direction of it's not trapped at all. And here comes Katie Dorr. She might have a crack from long range here. And it has hit the post, I think, actually, because it rebounded out. Now there's a penalty corner here, and there's going to be a card as well. Green card's been shown to one of the Australian players over there by Amber Church.
She doesn't seem to be too happy with that call.
It's Kershaw, the captain.
Let's just have a look and see what we can work out why that was given.
Well, it was well outside the circle too. Now Dorr's shot, I reckon, must have hit the... Well, she's inside the 5 there, right?
Yeah, that has to be.
I guess Amber Church ruled it was a blatant professional foul. So let's see if Mickelson can inject this one as Dorr. There's a move over to Hull. Crashing it into an Australian stick though, and they're going to clear it. Here's Greta Hayes. What a pass down here to Williams. But Thompson's back there for New Zealand. And she gets it out of trouble. Back to the halfway they go. So Australia's captain, Stephanie Kershaw, off the field. New Zealand have 11 players, Australia 10 for the next 90 seconds. Just 2 balls on the field at the moment. Now Penny Squibb is ready to inbound it, but she doesn't have a ball.
So it looks like Graham's going to rotate and take sub the keeper and put an extra field player on for the last 5 minutes of the game. And the hope that the extra field player, genuinely they'll put them up into the striker line. So New Zealand will end up with 11 field players with no keeper.
Yeah, George Barnett off the field for the meantime. We could see her back in the contest, but we'll see. First time we've seen a keeper pulled in the series.
Also good preparation with the Olympics if they find themselves, 1 or 2 goals down and they need the win. Then,
did you hear me catch my breath there? Because if that had leaked over Davies' stick, it was all over, I reckon. Davies did brilliantly though, and that's a wonderful pass from Fran Davies. Over it goes. Now New Zealand come forward here. This is Cadell. Now Mickelson. Nicholson flicks it over to Dorr. Off the reverse. Oh, it's gone too high.
Yeah, just dangerous. Just into one of the Australian players there.
So New Zealand playing with 11 outfield players. It's gone against Rose Cadell. Wilson to take it for Australia. New Zealand need to get that ball back. Under 5 minutes to go. They need 2 goals. Cadell trying to get it, and I think she has it. Brilliant work from Rose Cadell. Charlton. Katie Dorr. Charlton. Nicholson. Beautiful pass. Look at the space. Liz Thompson's in over on that right side. Liz Thompson flicks it in front of goal, but it's kicked away by Bartram. It's back for a long corner. And now New Zealand have the ball again. Kershaw back on the field, folks. Australia back to 11 players, so New Zealand haven't been able to score despite having that player advantage for 2 minutes. Gunson still playing without a keeper, New Zealand. With 4 minutes to go, they need to score pretty soon to have any chance of coming back into this contest as Thompson will look to cross it. And that's been flicked away by an Australian. It's a long corner again. Graeme Shaw barking out his instructions from the sideline. As Hull is going to crash this one in. And it's deflected away again. It's going to be another long corner. Australia have all their players back in their quarter. Gunson not timing that pass particularly well, but Davies still has it. Gunson, now Hull will bring it forward. He's got that crash ball ability, and it's Smith who couldn't get on the end of it.
Yeah, again, not being able to find one New Zealand player there in the circle.
Mickelson looked to put pressure on, so do the Smith here. And Smith cleanly gets the ball for New Zealand. Here comes Smith on the edge of the circle. There's the cross. And it's gone out for another long corner. Australian defenders doing a great job.
Very good. They've done very, very well
in this game to get themselves between the ball and the goal. Charlton. That was a risky pass, and it's been picked off. It's Kershaw again, who's been a real nemesis for New Zealand in this series. And now New Zealand have no keeper. And Australia are in New Zealand's half with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. And if this goes across the face, it has. But luckily for New Zealand, there was no touch by Savannah Fitzpatrick. Hull takes it quickly. Here's Katie Dorr. In fact, crashing it forward. There's Smith with a little flick pass, hoping Mary can pick it up, maybe Julia King. Lawton coming forward here. Desperate defending there from Davies. Has done a brilliant job, and she's won a free hit, but time is the enemy now for New Zealand. Let's have a look here at that one across the face.
Oh,
gee, that was close.
Very close.
No keeper there, of course, as Davey gets the ball over the stick, but Mickelson has not got the power on it to get to her. And Kershaw once again sneaking past that defender. Kershaw running with intent to the baseline once more. Doesn't get the free hit. Williams has got it off Davey. Charlton, and it's a free hit, but there's really not enough time for New Zealand here.
I think that unfortunately the clock's going to
expire.
Yeah, not to be on New Zealand's side today.
King trying to put pressure on at the top, but Australia are going to hold possession now and maybe seal it with a late winner.
Yeah, just Australia playing very smart. They're just holding the ball.
Yep, they're holding the ball now. They know that this game's as good as done. New Zealand trying hard through Smith and King. It is New Zealand ball. Smith.
Australia defended really well, but they've also played really well all over the pitch. You know, I think they've made less errors than what the New Zealand girls have made today.
Yes, here's Katie Dorr into the circle. One last chance being lifted by Dorr, unfortunately for New Zealand, and it will be Australian ball with 20 seconds to go. I think we'll see them play it to the corner and just soak up these last few seconds, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Mariah Williams goes to the corner. New Zealand whack it out, but that's going to be the end of the game. And it is Australia who have the 2021 Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman Series. Too good in this last game. The only victory of the series has been this match. It's been keenly fought all the way through. 3 draws in the first 3 games, but this has been the decisive one, with Australia too good on the day, winning 3-1. Goals to
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with Ford Assured Future Value Finance. No deposit needed, and at the end of your payment term, choose from a range of options, including upgrading to a new Ford. Search Ford Escape now. Ford, bring on tomorrow.
Been holding me back.
History has not been kind to our men on cricket's biggest stages.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup!
Now, Sky Sport proudly presents the biggest stage of all, the inaugural ICC World Test Championship Final.
Bowling! Both strikes! India, incredible!
Don't miss the Black Caps versus India.
This is the ultimate test.
Live June 18, only on Sky Sport.
Yes, here we are back at Massey University as the men's teams go through their warm-ups, but it's all over in the women's series, and it's Australia who get the win today over the Black Sticks side by 3-1. Goals to Kershaw, Comerford and Savannah Fitzpatrick, and the goal scorer for New Zealand was Olivia Merry, the captain of the day. She had a big game for Australia. She was very good. The Hockeyroos skipper today, Stephanie Kershaw, and she's with Cherie Phillips.
Well, congratulations on the win today, but also taking out the series. You must be happy with the performance today.
Yeah, we are really happy. I think our goal was to score a few more goals, so we did that 3-1, which we're really happy about. And it's just really good preparation leading into Pro League and then the Olympics as well.
And looking forward, you're obviously the team's going to be named, so obviously everyone's put out a pretty good performance to make that selection.
Yeah, I think we've been really impressed with all the girls this week. We've all played really well together and individually, so I think it's going to be a really hard selection coming up.
And I thought you played an outstanding 3 games. Were you happy with the way you played?
Yeah, I think you're always wanting to improve and do better, but I think solid performance and just having a good prep going into selection and then hopefully Olympics.
Awesome. Well, good luck and all the best for hopefully going to Tokyo.
Thank you so much.
Today's not the result you probably wanted, but tell me, what have you got out of the whole 4 games?
Yeah, obviously disappointing today. I think overall we're pretty happy with where we're at. Obviously there are a few areas that have a bit of work to do, but yeah, it was invaluable playing Australia, and obviously we've got a few more games against them coming up, so I think, yeah, that'll only add to our preparations.
And looking at the stats, you had double the amount of penalty corners today, you had almost double the amount of circle penetrations. It's got to be something you've got to need to improve on.
Absolutely. I think, you as much as you can say it's positive that we're creating, at the end of the day, you've got to put them away, and also we need to be a lot tougher in defence and prevent them from scoring so many goals too. So I think, yeah, probably both circles are areas we'll be focusing very hardly on.
Okay, well, good luck for selection, and also, all the best for the team at Tokyo.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Stacey Mickelson there, the captain of the Black Sticks. As positive as ever, but they're just too good today, the Australians, as they claim the series. And let's have a look at these goals again. Here's the first one to Stephanie Kershaw. Real goalmouth scramble, just getting the last stick, and she was probably the MVP of the Australian team in this series. Stephanie Kershaw just getting that vital last stick to squeeze it over for the opening goal. And then she created the second goal for her teammate Kalindi Comerford, who was on the far post to again just flick it home, give Australia a 2-0 lead. Kershaw, she's so good with the ball at her stick. And it was a vital build-up to Comerford getting the goal. So Australia led 2-0 at half-time. Then New Zealand got back. Cracking cross here from Cadell. And then Mary got a second chance to put it home, and she didn't make any mistake on that occasion. But wonderful work from Cadell here. Love that cross. And there's Mary at her best. 2-1. But then Australia struck back shortly after. Watch this one here from Savannah Fitzpatrick. Boom! She just mowed it home. And that was a really good strike from Savannah Fitzpatrick. And that made the game, or gave the Aussies just that little bit of breathing space. Too good for Georgia Barnett, the New Zealand keeper in this game. Savannah Fitzpatrick, 3-1. And then New Zealand tried their best, pulled their keeper in the last quarter, but couldn't get the 2-goal deficit any lower, let alone tie it. So the possession, in fact, all the stats favoured New Zealand except the game score. It was Australia's defenders actually did a very good job, as we touched on during the call, put themselves between the New Zealand players and the ball and the goal. And New Zealand really never got any good looks, even though their circle entries were 2-1 in their favour. 35, that's a huge number, and they also had a number of penalty corners, but they weren't good enough on the day. So it's Australia who go through the series unbeaten to take the Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series. One game to come in the series, and it's coming very soon for you here on Sky Sport in about 13 minutes. We'll be back for the start of the match very shortly between the men's teams, the Vantage Black Sticks, and the Australian Hockeyroos rather. We'll see you in a minute.
The Sentinel Homes Trans-Tasman series is proudly brought to you by Sentinel Homes and Hockey New Zealand, in association with Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Ford New Zealand, and Sky Sport, your home for hockey.